So as I speak into the darkness, into my room, and I'm able to change the field of energy and light in my bedroom and watch it speckle light and energy around the room. Because by the word and by a speck of faith, we take into the field. At some point here, I'm hoping that I can get more views up so I can start preaching and bring awareness to addiction and recovery. I'm really trying to work in this field and build a production to put together that's based on talent, as the parable in the talents. To take one talent, go out, turn it into two, turn it into three, and use it for the Lord to make straight the path. Because of all the things going on planetarily right now. The Euphrates is dry. The stars are pretty much aligning. And if anybody knows anything about the Bible, is there any prophets or scribes or theologians out there that knows anything about conversations with the stars? Such as Solomon, when he spoke to the Lord and said, vanities of vanities, it's all a vanity. And he was sitting on a rock talking to the Lord, and he was in celestial form in amongst the celestial body. The Essenes and the Gnostics called Jesus Christ, or Emmanuel, or God. And in those days, he was the greatest amongst all celestial bodies, and they called themselves the oracles of God as well. Baptism absolutely came from them. They baptized then, and he was taught from heaven, through spiritual channels, through the conversation. Or as Jesus asked later on, is baptism from John, from man, or is it from heaven? And the answer back from the Pharisees was, well, if I say it's from man, then you'll have something against me. If I say it's from heaven, then he was baffled. And Jesus kind of sat and said exactly right. So I'm here to teach you. Because he knew he was celestial and terrestrial at the same time, as also being pre-existent, which is very difficult to explain to somebody who doesn't know the scripture. I had something happen to me at 40 years old that absolutely made me start recognizing spirit all around me. For 33 years, I wavered and wandered all through the city of Pittsburgh. 8 years old, I prayed him into my heart. 33 years later, May 27th of 2020, he came and saved my life. And he did it through spirit. So I know he's real. The start of the Methodist Church, whenever the heart warms, you know. There's also stories in the NA handbook about a woman who went through a spiritual battle with addiction, and her heart was cold, and her heart was hurt, and her heart was then warmed after some time. So God, as you understand, and Jesus Christ absolutely saves lives in these fields. So I just want to make sure everybody understands that faith and faith alone will save you. But I put my faith behind Jesus any day of the week.